Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Have you noticed that songs taking over TikTok in I don't know, the last 4 years, they're actually decades old. From Mariah Carey's powerful notes to Taylor's 2019 summer anthem, finally getting her moment, and even Kate Bush storming the charts in 2022, we're in a full-on old song revival. But what's actually causing these comebacks? It isn't just nostalgia. This is algorithmic magic, Gen Z tastemaking, and a little bit of cosmic justice. Now, it's no secret that TikTok can do it all, okay? At this point, TikTok is basically a time machine, meaning it doesn't care when a song comes out. All it needs is a catchy hook, an emotional line, and something that loops just right. And then boom, a song from 2001, 1985, or 2009 is suddenly the sound of summer. Sped up versions, slowed down and reverbed edits, dance trends, meme audios, these tools give old songs new life. It's not just about charts and radio anymore. It's about how a song makes you feel in a 15-second video. But this revival goes deeper. It's also about the aesthetic, mood, lyrics that hit the right moment. And for Gen Z, a generation obsessed with romanticizing heartbreak, overthinking, and just emotional storytelling, I'm guilty of that my damn self, these old songs fit better than most of the new ones. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a deep dive into 5 songs that managed to find a new life and new success thanks to TikTok. Let's start with the blueprint, Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill. This song was released in 1985 during a time when Kate was already seen as an avant-garde theatrical artist known for her emotional intensity. In 2022, and mind you, we are all emotional, we are all kind of still in COVID, just getting over COVID, Stranger Things Season 4 made it explode. The Mac scene, and you know what scene I'm talking about when she's in the upside down running away from Vecna. There was an added intensity because Kate's vocals in the background, it wasn't just a cool moment, it became otherworldly. I still remember screaming at the TV, tears in my eyes, telling Max to run. It was too much for me, honestly, I can't even lie. And then when TikTok got its hands on the song, users turned it into a soundtrack for every kind of deep emotional spiral. Anxiety montages, POV edits, aesthetic breakdowns, the song became a vessel for emotional release. But why this song? Well, simply because it's not a generic song. It's haunting, intense, poetic. The lyrics talk about trading places with someone you love just to understand their pain. The melodramatic empathy, that's Gen Z to a T, let's be real. The song charted at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the UK charts in 2022. A massive leap from its original 1985 UK peak at number 3 and US peak at number 30. That's how powerful recontextualization can be. Also, even though Running Up That Hill dropped in 1985, it sounds right at home today because of its blend of synth pop, art rock, and alt pop mirrors the genre fluid styles that define modern music. You can hear its influences in artists Lord, Grimes, Florence and the Machines, and even The Weeknd, even with his blinding lights, The structure doesn't follow the usual pop rules. There's not really a clear chorus. It's just a slow build of emotional intensity. And honestly, that works. In a music era driven by mood and aesthetic and vibe over formula, this kind of atmospheric energy, it just fits perfectly. Also, I called this song The Blueprint because it sparked bigger conversations about music longevity. The song's comeback made people reflect, what other forgotten tracks deserve a second life? Why do some songs age beautifully, others don't? Can an artist go decades without releasing music and still go number 1? Kate Bush showed us the answer is yes, and in doing so, she helped shift how we think about streaming. Not just as a tool for what's new, but as a portal to rediscover the past. Then there's Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift. Released in 2019 on her Lover album, it was instantly a fan favourite. Catchy, emotional, the perfect blend of vulnerability and pop euphoria. But weirdly, it never got the single treatment. No radio push, no music video, and just as fans were hoping for a moment, the pandemic hit. The world shut down and Cruel Summer quietly faded into the background. But Swifties? One thing about them Swifties, they never forget, and they didn't forget this song. They clung to it, especially that bridge, the I love you when you ever heard, like the yelling, the drama, it became a rite of passage for fans. An emotional scream, just into the void, I guess. Then came 2023. the Eras tour kicked off, and Taylor uses Cruel Summer as an opening hype track. So suddenly, the song has new life. Stadiums full of fans screaming every word like it's a national anthem. TikTok catches on, sped up edits, fan cam montages, clips of people losing their mind at the bridge. All of a sudden, boom. The momentum pushed the 4-year-old track back onto the charts. It climbed all the way to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of her most streamed songs ever. This is the power of delayed gratification in the streaming era. TikTok didn't just revive Cruel Summer, it gave it the hit status it always deserved. You know, a slow burn turned victory lap. I love the song, can I just say? Like, I actually think the song is sick. It's one of my favorite choruses ever, probably. It's up there with like Always Be My Baby, As It Was. There's something just about the vibe of the song. Like she did her big one on that writing. That's all I have to say. One of the most unexpected viral hits of late 2023 and early 2024, Murder on the Dance Floor by Sophie Ellis-Bextor. Originally released in 2001, the track was a disco pop moment. Okay, sleek, British, cheeky, you know, all of that jazz. It hit number 2 in the UK, but it never truly went global until Saltburn happened. The final scene, Barry Keoghan's character, fully nude, dancing through a British estate, like he's in a music video from hell, was cinematic excess. And over that, you got a woman singing, "Gotta burn this goddamn house right down." It was absurd. It was iconic. It was art. And TikTok said yes, because suddenly everyone was doing a robe walk, bathroom struts, recreations with LED lights, and edits like it was 2001 again, but with Wi-Fi and trauma. Okay, the song wasn't just funny, it was empowering. Dramatic, ironic, glamorous, if you will. It became a soundtrack for Gen Z's favorite thing. Turning delusion into a main character, okay, because we are notorious for that, I don't know why. And the impact, massive, because Spotify streams skyrocketed from under 1 million to 10 million per week. It entered the Billboard Hot 100 for the first time ever, more than 2 decades after its release, okay? And Sophie Ellis-Bextor embraced the moment. She performed it on The Tonight Show. It reminded the world why she's still that girl. A deep cut disco track became the anthem for dancing through chaos and looking fabulous doing it. And I have to say, out of all the songs I touch on in this video, this is definitely the song I hear most when I'm out in the clubs and stuff. It could just be because I am British and all these other songs kind of you won't hear in a club, but definitely has the most impact for me. And then we get drama with It's a Wrap by Mariah Carey. Originally dropped in 2009 on her Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel album, it was never released as a single, never charted, and for years it sat quietly in her discography as a deep cut only the real lambs remembered. But in early 2023, TikTok did what it does best, and it found the most dramatic, theatrical corner of pop culture and made it go viral. And all it took was a sped up audio clip. And what I love about it most is just that it's so catchy. The when it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone, you did wrong. Like, it's just so catchy, it's so fun. And, you know, suddenly everyone was in their robes, sunglasses, mimosas in hand, lip syncing like they were storming out of a mansion of like a Real Housewives episode. You know what I mean? It was so camp, it was so theatrical, it was chaos. I loved it. It was absolute genius. And then, of course, the songbird supreme Miss Mimi herself joined in. And of course she did, because she is Mariah. But what stood out about this wasn't just the fact that like it was a memification of the moment. It was the respect. You know, Gen Z wasn't laughing at her when she joined in. They were just eating it up. They were celebrating her. And you know, I love that so much. Like, it wasn't ironic. This whole vibe, it was performance, it was theatre. Like, every line was delivered like it was the final scene of a soap opera. That's the only way I could describe it. And of course, Mariah being the main character. My favourite line in the song isn't actually what was viral. There's 2 lines, my favourite. One is, ain't no donuts, ain't no coffee, because that's just so funny. And then the next one is, been sitting there all night, drinking alone. Since 3:15, I've been drinking Patron. Like, what? No, because what do you mean? Since 3:15, you've been drinking Patron. Like, what a funny, like, I love it. And despite being over a decade old, the track hit number 1 on the Billboard TikTok Top 50 and cracked the Spotify Viral 50. No radio push, no playlisting, no music video rollout, just vibes. Once again, TikTok proved that a song doesn't have to be new or even a hit to have an impactful moment. All it needs is the right mood, the right line, and the right audience ready to dramatize it into oblivion. It's a Rap wasn't just a revival, it was a reclamation. Okay, and shout out to Mimi, because that's my favorite songwriter. And finally, we have Someone to Call My Lover by Janet Jackson. Released in 2001 as the lead single for her All For You album, it was a hit in its own right, peaking at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. It's dreamy, breezy, and emotionally layered in that signature Janet way. Built around a sample of America's Ventura Highway, it blends nostalgic acoustic guitars with lyrics full of yearning and quiet hope. It's the kind of song that feels like a late summer evening, warm, beautiful, and just a little bit lonely. Fast forward to 2025 and suddenly the song is everywhere. TikTok users are falling hard for the vibe, posting edits, aesthetic visuals, and lip sync sets to the soft, melancholic chorus. It's hitting Gen Z right in the feels, even if they don't have the words for it yet. The sound is gentle and the emotion cuts deep. What makes this moment even more special is what it represents. For many Gen Z listeners, this is their first real introduction to Janet's catalogue. Not just as a name from pop culture discourse or from memes or the Super Bowl controversy, but as an artist, an icon, a visionary. Because let's be real, Janet Jackson's legacy has never been given the full respect it deserves. After the 2004 Super Bowl incident, she was unfairly blacklisted from radio and media, a moment that derailed the mainstream narrative around one of pop's most important figures. Janet broke records, set trends, innovated visuals, and defined the sound and style of a generation. But much of that was quietly erased or overshadowed. And I've still got beef with the producer that told everyone to blacklist Janet. When I catch you in the streets, you better start running. Because how the hell, how are we going to let this person, this man, blacklist Janet Jackson, Janet Jackson? I still don't understand it to this day. And I'm pissed. Now in 2025, we're watching a cultural course correction happen in real time. Young audiences are discovering not just Someone to Call My Lover, but the full depth of her artistry, the socially conscious themes of Rhythm Nation, the sensuality of The Velvet Rope, and the pure pop brilliance of Control. They're seeing her not just as Michael's sister or a headline from the past, but as Janet, the blueprint, the original, the legend, Miss Jackson if you're nasty. And can I just say the whole reason why I'm able to speak to you on this platform is because of Janet Jackson. The reason why they made YouTube is because so many people were searching for the Janet Jackson clip of the Super Bowl, which I could go into a whole video about. And these people were just like, oh, well, we should make a video streaming place where people can stream the video. And boom, we have YouTube. So we have Janet Jackson to thank for that. Don't ever disrespect her legacy. No, because it's real. Sorry, I just gotta have to stop myself. I got really just overwhelmed with passion. So this isn't just about going viral, it's about a legacy being restored. A generation reclaiming an artist who should have never been cast aside. And the fact that it's happening organically, through love, through vibes, through music, makes it all the more powerful. Janet's influence never left, don't get it twisted, it never left, but now it's being seen, it's being felt, and it's long overdue. So all my love and shout outs to Janet Jackson. So what does the resurgence of old music necessarily mean? Basically, all of this points to a bigger shift. We're not relying on radio or music labels anymore to tell us what matters. And the algorithm is just a tool. What actually brings these songs back is emotional connection, aesthetics, and vibes. Gen Z isn't just consuming music, they're curating it. They're picking out deep cuts, lost tracks, forgotten hits, forgotten icons, and giving them second lives. It's less about nostalgia and more about the vibe fitting the moment. We're watching music history be rewritten. A song's story doesn't end when it leaves the charts. It can be revived, reclaimed, repurposed, and that's what makes this so powerful. I love to see it, honestly. I love to see artists get the flowers that they didn't get in their generation and they can get them now. I think it's just one of the most beautiful things about streaming and about the internet, that we're never too far away from the past. We can always bring things into the light that deserve praise. Basically, to wrap up, old songs are going viral not because we're stuck in the past, but because they still hit today. Their sound, their stories, their drama, all of it connects with a new audience in new ways. And as Gen Z, we're not just scrolling, we're redefining what deserves a spotlight. So that's all I have for this video today. Please drop your favorite This Should Have Gone Viral song in the comments. I'd really love to see what I have missed. I know I've missed a couple of songs. I've probably missed a couple of shows that have reinvented some songs. So definitely let me know below what I have missed. And also let me know, what old song do you think deserves a comeback? Drop that in the comments. And as always, make sure to like, comment and subscribe if you like these kind of breakdowns. Click that bell, it will really mean a lot for me. And let me know what topics you would like to see me cover, or if there's anything that I've missed in today's video. Just let me know down below and we will get into a grand discussion. Anyways, that's all I have for you today, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night or wherever you are in the world. Goodbye.